Hey people, this is Ashley.
Hey people, this is Ashley.
Hey people, this is Ashley with Music After Dark HTX. Hey people, this is Ashley with Music After Dark HTX. What's up? What's up? The Sunday edition, even though this will get aired not on a Sunday. This is fun when we're filming on a Sunday. It's so quiet. And people that watch this podcast will probably be like, holy shit, it is so quiet. Like, what time was this filmed? Love it. I am so excited. And yes, I say that every time because I am so excited. So we're going to do the fun names and then positions in the bands, and then we'll go ahead and say the band name in case you don't know. And I have so many questions about the name of the band. So name and position in the band.
All right, my name is Phil, and I'm the drummer for the band, and roadie myself.
Yes.
I'm Chris Cox, or my nickname is Ghost, and I play bass. I write some of the guitar parts. I write a lot of the lyrics. So, and I'm also the main one that takes care of booking, but we kind of do it all as it comes. So, but yeah.
I'm JC. I'm the vocalist and, play guitar off and on and help write with some of the songs here and there, mostly the lyrical and the singing parts. But yes.
And what's the name of the band?
It's Miranda Rites.
Okay.
There you go.
Where did you get the name for the band?
Okay, well, for that, we kind of got to go way back.
Okay.
Because we all played together in our early 20s.
Really? That's cool.
Before I get ahead of that, I do want to mention our guitarist. Our guitarist is Gerald Orvis, or G-Man.
G-Man.
And this guy, incredible guitarist. I love playing with him.
He's actually the responsible one in the band, which why he's not here because he has to work tonight.
Yeah.
But yes.
So back then, when we first got together and everything, I met Gerald through a friend of mine that I grew up with when we were like 19 or something. And then we all ended up getting together and playing, and the name of the band was Twisted God. We have a song called Twisted God now. And this time when we got back together after everybody went to go like raise kids and everything and be responsible adults.
Hashtag adults.
When we got back together, we weren't even planning on doing the full thing. We were just, hey, let's go jam. And it started to get serious. We started throwing around band names. And then I thought of Miranda Rites. Miranda is his last name. And Rites, I was thinking of music as being kind of like a rite of passage.
Okay, pause for a second. Hold on. Okay. I was so wrong. Okay, take two.
So,
here we go.
So what did you think?
What did you think?
Like when you get arrested, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called? Like
Yeah.
your Miranda rights? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah,
No,
that's the original. Yeah, that's where it
It
came
did
from.
not click with me literally, I think, until like I was looking at the
it's-
flyer literally, I think again last night.
But
and I
that's
was
R
like,
I
It's
T H
spelled
S.
different.
I was
Yeah,
like,
and
It's
wait.
R-I-T-E-S.
T-E-S.
Yes.
I was
And-
like, wait. Okay, do they all have criminal records? And I was like, we're gonna find out as soon as I ask that question. What's the name of your band?
But,
I was like, they're gonna
Yeah,
either.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of digging on that one.
I mean,
That's a good one.
you ain't gonna have to look far. I mean,
I love it. Yeah, that's totally that's funny. Yes, spelling is different, but
Same concept, but,
but yeah,
you know,
that's what we
that was
came
the
up
concept.
with, and that's like our like kind of our band.
We all agreed on that. That was pretty
band.
cool.
I don't know, 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 And so it's supposed to be a twist on words like
okay,
that.
good. So I
So,
was like, yeah.
so you're in the right ballpark.
Okay, good. See,
Um,
I wasn't too far off because I was like,
But yeah,
oh, shit.
and like I was saying, we've some of the songs that we play are 20, 25 years old.
Okay, so here are so many questions. I love it. Is everybody from Houston?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So are none of you guys from Houston?
I'm from Houston,
Okay, you're a Houstonian
and the guitarist is from
and
Houston.
the guitarist.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get to Houston?
I hailed from Mexico. I came over when I was like 9 or 10 years old. You know, we packed our shit, moved over, and just grew up over here. You know, I've been here ever since. I was a kid, so I grew up in Spring Branch, basically.
Okay.
I forget. Did
Dirty Branch.
Spring Branch, yeah. It's actually nicer now.
He used to work over there now. So
I wouldn't mind moving back over there now because I've been.
if you can afford it, it's like the up and coming place to live.
It's
I saw
nicer.
that on a billboard when I
It's
first
all
came
nice
back
now.
to Houston in like
Yeah.
2018, and now I drive through there and I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
they were telling the truth. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's nicer now. I wouldn't mind moving back over there someday, but
That's crazy. So Spring Branch, you were already here.
yeah.
I'm like from like Jupiter or another planet. I mean, sometimes I feel, to be honest, you know. But I was born in Miami Beach, Florida.
And you ended up in Houston. I'm sorry.
And no, it's actually not that bad. But my family's Colombian, South America. That's actually where I learned to play the guitar. It was in my time there, and you know, it just developed into all this. Now the Miranda name, that was actually I was surprised because I was even like I had it for me for like my personal recording sort of title.
I think you, yeah. I think you
Yeah.
had mentioned something about just naming the band like Miranda or some variation of it, and
But then
yeah.
you guys decided,
And then
Lord,
I
I
Why
was
not
like,
just call it Miranda Rites?
take it that it
That's why
became my
Yeah.
last
the spelling,
name now.
came different.
You know?
yeah.
So how did you guys meet?
Hmm.
Because you said you played together before, and then you got back together.
Yeah.
So me and Gerald met through a friend of mine that I grew up with, and them two were roommates, and so I was going to go hang out with my buddy, and I met Gerald, and we started playing together, and you know, and with various other people around in our group, and then I don't remember how you came along.
I bet.
If you say Craigslist, I'm gonna die. I swear to God.
Actually-
was it Craigslist?
no, but it's very close.
Houston
It
bands.
was a Guitar Center billboard on 45
Oh, that's
North.
right.
I went to that billboard and they were looking for a drummer, and so I responded to that ad, and that was when Gerald used to play with I forgot that dude's name, Justin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they had their band going on, whatever. So
Yeah, that was
That's
back when
what-
you put
that's-
your number and everybody could take a little tag
Yeah.
from it.
so that's how I
Before social media was.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
This
big-
was like
way
90
before.
This was like 99.
We should bring that back. I should find a Guitar Center that little.
Actually, this was like 18 years ago.
We should do that.
It was actually 18 years
I
ago.
think I
when
think
first
I
met
have a
Gerald.
picture of one of our flyers somewhere.
Please send it to me. Oh my gosh.
I'll see if I can find it.
So then that band broke up, and Gerald left. And then shortly after Gerald left, I left the band. Or actually, I think I got drunk and I got kicked out or something. I got into a fight with the then guitar player. So I got kicked out, and then I was like, fuck it, you know. But Gerald and myself, you know, we always kept in touch. And we were like, hey, man, you want to just keep on jamming? I was like, yeah, man, why not? So, because me and him, we always had chemistry since day one, since the first day I met Gerald. He played that lick, and we were just like, bam. And then the other guys, you know, like the moment that would go take a smoke break or something, Gerald and I would just stay inside the studio and just keep on jamming. And that's how we wrote, like, fucking, I'm not going to lie, like, several tunes that he already had the riffs, and I just put the drum parts to it, but it just flowed together, you know, it just clicked. And that was the chemistry we've always had. So then that's how he introduced me to Chris, and then we met JC.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Because
think I found them on Craigslist.
No.
Oh, it was
but it was
MySpace.
through a
Oh, it
Guitar
was
Center
MySpace.
ad.
No.
Yeah,
It was HoustonBands.net.
Yeah, that was the original.
Oh, you
Yeah.
remember? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Some brands.
yeah, no, I remember me and Gerald were
Those were the
jamming
days.
with this other guy, and we decided that we wanted to do, go in a different direction. So, and he had mentioned that he knew Phil, and we got that, and then like, all right, well, we need a singer, so we put out an ad on HoustonBands.net and found JC, and I mean, the rest is history. I mean,
Yeah.
So y'all were together, took a break,
yeah.
got back together. So this go around, how long have you guys been?
It's going on 2 years now, huh?
Okay, so 2
this
years.
New
The second time?
rearrangement that started
The
since
second-
last year with
Yeah. Well,
around July or
Okay.
August,
so
About a year.
but
where
you're-
we
About a
finally
year.
like started
Yeah.
like
a little bit over a year, yeah.
I mean, we were jamming before that, but actually getting serious, it's been about a year.
to get out of the garage per se.
Yeah.
That's why I met. That's really since last year, July, August.
And booking shows, you said you do a lot. You do some of the booking because that's
Yeah.
usually one of my questions. So, like, how are you guys booking shows? And have you guys gotten out of Houston yet?
We haven't gotten out of Houston yet, and like I said, mainly it's me booking them. But like, I mean,
Well,
two
sure,
of the
everybody
shows that we had, two of the shows that we got booked were
Yeah, they take care of
We're
all the
through
media,
JC.
all the social media stuff, and all the booking and all the all that stuff.
That's a full time job
They-
in itself.
Yeah, they
Yes.
they
It's a lot of
divide the
it's a
task
lot,
on that.
but
It's a lot of
yeah.
Well, and I'm assuming you guys also have full time jobs and
Oh yeah,
wives, girlfriends, probably, or husbands. I don't know. I'm like not.
I got a girlfriend.
Okay, I'm trying to be like, don't want to assume things. Okay,
I have a
girlfriends.
job too. so.
Okay, and jobs,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
one of the questions that I usually ask, right? So, how do we get you guys out of Houston? Can you leave Houston? I call it the little mini Texas tour. Dude, I'm gonna like franchise that, right? Where maybe you do like Houston, San Antonio, or San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. Like, could you guys do that in a weekend? Or could you guys like quit your jobs and be like, "Whoo, we're traveling with whoever and going across the United States"?
Well, quitting job ain't really an option. No,
And
man.
some people don't want to do that. Like, there's not a right or wrong
I
answer. Some people really
I
don't.
have I have a 14-year-old son.
But we were talking.
I mean, I
I
can't.
got a 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah, I can't
so-
just. I can't just.
You want to
uproot and
trade?
say,
I'm
"Oh,
sure
no
yours
more-"
is cheaper than
You know?
mine. You want to
Uh,
trade?
Sorry, son. No more child support, buddy. I can't do that. It's,
Whew.
I think if we plan ahead and
But,
like you
like-
said, over a weekend,
yeah, like
it's doable.
For
a
weekends, and stuff,
weekend.
Over a
I-
weekend is doable.
right? Or,
plan far enough
festivals maybe
ahead.
during summertime.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, plan far enough ahead. I don't see any problem with that. It's but it'd just be the.
I know
the
it's
big
harder
thing.
for singer, which is JC and Gerald, because they have younger kids. They have little kids, and so that it's hard to work around when you got small
Dude,
kids.
we need to start like a 24-hour rock star daycare.
They
yeah,
really
that'd be
do.
nice.
Seriously.
There should be
like-
a service where
That
it's
would be nice.
Seriously.
That'd be some serious money right there, man.
where it's like I just need you to watch my kid for a couple of days.
like, I got to show watch my kids. Be like, seriously, we need sitters on stage.
I know, like,
Get in
it-
my
like-
DMs, seriously.
Evening daycare and like overnight daycare would be so great because I know
'Cause not
of-
everybody works 8 to 5.
I know how many
and then some
times-
of us are
yeah.
work 8 to 5s and do stuff
well,
at night. So
I know how many times
Yeah.
when back when I was still married and I'd have a show if we couldn't find a babysitter, my wife couldn't come.
Mhm.
So and how cool would it be to be able to go like, hey, yeah, I need somebody I can trust to watch my kids so I
Mhm.
can.
We need locations
so I
in
can go.
Pasadena, somewhere near
Oh, yeah.
BFE and 19th hole.
Absolutely.
right around the areas.
Conroe area. or
Seriously, you have the
Conroe,
Woodlands,
the
like-
Woodlands,
Yeah, rock and roll daycare.
Come on.
No, but ironically enough, last practice we were speaking about playing outside of town and
Yeah.
having that we have that in
Yeah,
plan.
I mean, kind of what I was thinking. Now, this is all dependent on what opportunities come up because things change, and we're not gonna. Not anything's really set in stone, but our strategy has been kind of we want to see if we can get good and popular in Houston, and then branch out a little bit.
I think y'all are How many shows have you guys done? 'Cause I know where you're going to be Thursday. We're going to do
6,
some
7.
fun little promos for that later.
So far, it's been, but you see,
6 or 7.
That's what I was talking earlier, man. I was telling these
We're
guys,
just
So
like,
y'all are new like Rowdy, because Rowdy's only done like 9 shows, I think.
Yeah.
So y'all
yeah,
are-
we're like
you're
very
new like
baby,
him.
but we're doing really
Yeah.
So
great.
then-
we play more
The-
shows now than we played before when we were actually more active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like our
Back
comeback.
when we were younger, in our younger days,
Is
if you
that
can
not
believe
crazy?
that.
That's because I didn't know what I was doing back then.
Well, and times are different now, right? Like now we have social media,
Yeah.
right? And
That has also helped.
you know,
yes.
one of the questions does social media help or hurt? Because I remember like, street teams back in the day, right? And like you'd have
Mhm.
like shit stuck in your windshield, like,
Yeah.
but you know about shows.
Yeah.
Social media has so much stuff, like
It's-
Facebook. So many events are happening all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it gets kind of diluted
Right,
after a while,
so
and it's
it's-
just like it's hard to sift through. But I mean, you got to do it if you want to. I mean, if
But
you want
have to, but
if you
then
wanna know
get
what's
lost
happening.
somewhere in the. Dude, there's so much stuff that happens in Houston.
I mean, I've gotten to the point where like, because I'm bad at checking my calendar on my phone and putting stuff in my calendar. I've gotten to where that like
probably die
I'm
without
finally
mine.
keeping a calendar on the wall at home just for band stuff. Because I'm like, I'll put all the work stuff on my phone and then band stuff I got on the calendar in my room. So I'm like, so it's there. So
reminders. How often do you guys practice? Like, what does that look like?
we actually don't practice as much as most
We
other
should.
bands.
We
We should,
should.
but it's just not. Our schedules conflict. We try to get together twice a month.
Okay.
And,
Ironically enough, I feel that because of the years that we've been like on
Because
and
y'all were
off
together
doing
like
our
before,
thing,
so
yeah,
we really don't.
that's
like-
very
like,
unique. A lot of people don't
yeah.
have that.
It was funny
so-
because the first time we ever played again, like the second,
like
we-
y'all are
we-
new,
we-
but not new.
it felt like an
Yeah.
old glove.
You know what I mean?
Like when we play,
we
it's
played
like
it and like
it's like
just
we've
clicked.
always been playing.
Like, yeah, well, like we never skip a beat, you know.
yeah. It was crazy
It
that
just-
first practice
just
after
clicked back
like
in,
20 years,
boom.
and that we all got together and we were like, all right, does everybody remember? And it was like
We were just looking at each other, smiling.
we just started
It's like a term,
playing,
like muscle
and it
memory
just
or
came
something,
back just like muscle
Yeah.
memory.
right.
It was
right?
wild.
That it just.
It's, yeah, it's just like an old glove, man. You just
And
put it.
I know
fits
one
right
of the
in, man.
I know one of the songs, which is actually one of the new songs that we're going to be playing at Scout Bar. It's a
Pieces of
it's
Hate.
a more of a melodic, slower song called "Pieces of Hate," and that one was actually written way back when, and I had completely forgot the bass line, and then I was like, just start playing it, and it came back just like that. I was like, oh, that's how I did that.
Did you know? This will be the same question for everyone. We'll go around. Did you always know you were going to be a musician? Like when you were a little kid,
Yes.
you were always like, "This
I
is
was
what I want to do."
like the first time I ever saw an actual drummer play live, I was at a quinceañera, and we were like running around, and they had everything going on, and I remember sitting behind the dude, and I just I was just watching him, like his movements, and I was like, man, I like to do that, and as I grew older, I don't know, for some reason, like the drums just naturally came to me because I would just beat on boxes, like I would just make shift with pillows and boxes, and I got a hold of drumsticks and I started banging away.
I have a
And
2-year-old that does that, and I'm like, God, I see
that's
a drum
and
kit
that's the
in
fun
your
thing about drums, that you can that's the only instrument you can learn without actually having the actual instrument. If you know
Because
what I
you
mean.
can just
You can just bang on anything, and you can create a rhythm out of hidden things. Whereas if you're a guitarist, you gotta have a guitar to learn it, the chords and all that. So
that's true. I think that's why drummers are usually in like multiple bands and other people aren't.
and drummers are the oldest,
Right? Like
musicians.
Joseph's in like 3 bands, and I'm like, seriously, like seriously.
And the drummer's the oldest musician in the on planet. We're the first ones. 'Cause the drum was the oldest instrument.
Well, did you know that you always like you're like a little kid where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be a rock star when I grow up.
For me, I didn't even think about playing music until I was like 14 years old. And
Rebellious spell all of a sudden.
I mean, that was when I really started to like my own taste of music beyond what beyond what I
Like your parents got on
heard
the
from my
radio
parents or
type
whatever.
stuff, right?
It's when it really started to develop. And then I saw some people playing, like some of my friends and people I knew, they started to play. And then I like guitar, but I remember somebody telling me that I'd probably be good at bass. And the first time I picked up a bass, I was like, yep, that's it. And and the thing is I'm left-handed too, but I play right-handed. And it just felt right. And ever since then, been chasing the stage.
Can I ask you a question? What kind of music did you? Was it country music?
For
Was that what your parents were listening to? Country music.
my
You just,
dad did, but my
brain
mom listened to a lot of blues, a lot of old rock, a lot of stuff from the '60s, and she
That's
also
cool.
liked classical music. So
Okay.
So, yeah, I
very
got-
eclectic,
and-
very wide variety. That's
Yeah.
well, okay.
my mom's cool as shit.
So it wasn't like country music, and you're like, oh, I want to be a rock
Nah.
star, right? It wasn't
Actually, like, I
like-
didn't even like country music. It's just my dad played it all the time, and now
So your family, they play music?
no.
Or
I'm just
just your
saying he
dad?
was listening to it. All
Oh,
the
okay.
time.
That's
No,
another
no,
question.
I'm first generation musician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you same thing as your?
Yeah, first generation.
How about
musician.
you? Did you always know you're gonna be a musician?
Well, I mean, I've always.
Not your turn. No, it's our way.
Not really, to be honest. Like I was like 13, 15, and it was almost like an accident, to be honest.
Really?
Yes. I was in Colombia, and life there is like kids, or without technology, you play outside all the time, and I had a group of friends. And
We had that here in America
we
for a
did,
very
right?
long time too. By the
Yeah,
way,
I know,
don't know
but
what
it was-
happened.
but you're
Where
right,
you
you're
can't,
right.
Like actually let your kids go outside anymore.
Right. But that's how it happens. Like one of my best friends happens to one day show up with an acoustic guitar, and then he was like learning it, and then I didn't know how to like play with him again, because he was always with this guitar and the situation. I was like, man, we can't play anymore like outside. And so I was like forced to, I guess, let me just try and play the guitar too. Little did I know.
Look at it! Wow.
I don't know. It became almost like a path, really. And so I just embraced it totally. Became
That's
part
like
of
the
it.
sweetest story. Stop, dude. My eyes are leaking right now. We're gonna have to like edit this out.
Thank
Like
you.
that's a really sweet story.
But yes, that's how it happened.
That's really really cool.
I know that
I feel like I need to learn an instrument now.
I know that Gerald always he always wanted to be a rock star, and he I don't how many generations of musician is
He is, yes.
Yeah,
he-
he's
I know his
Gerald.
dad, but I think it goes back farther than that.
I think his great grandfather was a
Yeah,
drummer
I think-
at World War
think
II
he-
or something like
Yeah,
that.
he may be like a fourth generation musician.
Yeah.
So,
That's impressive.
and
Yeah,
it
his dad
shows.
was amazing, man. He played a lot of country music. I saw him play live,
Mhm.
and man, he was awesome.
Dude, that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's very
that's
cool.
where Gerald gets his his guitar licks,
Yeah.
man. He it runs in his blood, man, for sure.
So where would you guys say like your musical influences come from? Because you guys are from different parts of the world. So, right? Most local bands are like, yeah, Pantera, right? Like, no offense, I love Pantera too, right? But most people like heard Pantera and were like, I'm gonna be a rock star. I have a feeling that might not be the same situation here. So like what like music did you hear that inspired you to be like, oh, I want to be a musician?
You know, I remember when I was younger, my brother used to jam to a lot of the Doors, Black Sabbath, and Zeppelin. So
He
pretty
tried
much,
not to say Pantera. He liked Pantera.
So ever since I was a kid, I was always into like the Doors, all that kind of stuff like that, and of course Spanish music as well, but not like mariachi or anything like that. I've always liked.
He's like, not that.
Nah, not that. Because I used to play in a Tejano band as well. When I was like fresh out of high school, so I play different styles of music. like as far as like norteño, tejano, and cumbia and stuff like that. But I've always liked metal better. I'm always, I've always been a metalhead. So
You rebel, look at you.
it's,
You rebel.
I know it's very un-Mexican of me, but hey,
You rebel.
but yeah, that's my influences, man. It's just, I'm an old soul, I guess. Then I met, well, I heard, like Metallica and stuff like that later, but it's always been Black Sabbath and the Doors for me. Yep.
Same question. I'm curious.
For me, I mean, well, it's my main two have always been Metallica and Alice in Chains, and that's like really my style. It's like metal with some grunge thrown in there, and it's but I also taken influence from Rage Against the Machine too. I've always really liked them, and but yeah, it's I'm a big Metallica fan, and that's how I learned how to play is playing along to Metallica albums.
Yeah.
And also I do like Pantera too.
He's like trying not to say it, and I am not knocking on them. Seriously, I love them
But-
too. It's just funny that
but
like
nah,
literally everyone's like first answer. Like,
Really, my two biggest ones are Metallica and Alice.
I'm not going to show you my tattoos.
Yeah.
I love them too.
I'm sitting there looking at him like,
Will I
show
show
the
you?
tat, show the tat.
I'm not showing you the autograph diamond beanie, but
We're
yeah.
gonna run a poll. I'm gonna start a poll on social media. Like, I love them too. I'm just.
But yeah, no, but I like a lot of grunge, a lot of more like old school metal, stuff like that. It's
Very
but
cool.
Dio is like
I do listen to a lot
Dio
of different
is
stuff though.
is like one of my main influences too.
Oh, yeah.
Dio.
Man, you can't go wrong with Dio, bro. That's-
Yeah, Dio is.
Your turn.
Yes. Me was mostly grunge. For the most part, it was very intense, especially bands per se, Pearl Jam and Nirvana. I mean, the bands that you mainly push that genre. But then, that led to a lot of like old rock, and then I intuitively just started like learning the history behind. So I really got a lot of influences: The Doors and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin, and a lot of these amazing bands. Then it eventually Metallica, and that is as you progress as a musician, you kind of learn from their writing styles, and it's almost like a school that you're hearing the whole time. But primarily the grunge and a lot of these bands influence a lot of.
I think a lot of our music reflects our different tastes in music because we're talking about it. We have music that we could play with a heavy, let's say like a death metal band or something. We have heavy enough stuff that we could cater to that kind of crowd. Or if we want to play something like to the grunge crowd, we also have material to that. So yeah, so basically, we're kind of like we hold that, I guess, that level right there, with our heaviness.
Our influences kind of cover all those areas.
Yeah,
so we kind
definitely.
of want our music to be able to do the same, so we can adapt a little bit.
So how are you guys getting on shows? Are you actually having to call venues, or are we networking and making friends and getting? Because I'm a big supporter of like
it's a bit of both.
network.
It's a bit of both. I mean, you said I think what was the last show we played, and then two more that we've got that we're playing at the 19th hole. Those were through networking and people that we met. But besides that, I mean, we've been working with at Call of Third and 19th hole and BFE, and try to get our shows. So and trying to work with promoters and whatnot.
Yeah, we're going back this Thursday. Check us out, man. Come help us.
Yeah.
Give us some support, man.
Right,
Yeah.
just looking out for the opportunities,
So,
really.
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Scout Bar, I really do have a story for that. It's
Scout Bars coming up.
yes,
Yeah, tell the story. Let's do it.
This-
What's your story?
Yeah, we're
Please tell it. I love it.
Well,
say we are very grateful to Chris Hardy and Punkstar Radio for getting
Yes.
us on this Thursday. It's
Shout out to Chris. I love. He's
he's a good
my
guy,
homie.
man.
Thank you.
You know,
he's my homie. He
yeah, man. It's
basically helped my candle company get started, which
he's
in
one of the
turn lended like this podcast.
he's one of the few
So,
people that I've never heard a bad word from anybody about. And I mean, and I could see why. He's a good dude.
He really
You know.
just wants to help bands like do good.
But yeah, that's
Like, how do we get you guys out of Houston?
What's your,
Shit.
well, what's your story?
no,
Sorry for cutting you
it's
off,
all
bro.
right.
Man, I'll be down for it, man.
No, there's the Scout Bar, right?
Yeah.
This little momentum that we started. Because
Talking about
the cool
how
story
we
about how
landed.
this old jump started was, remember, it was just an open mic at 19 Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even have our instruments. We just sat there.
Yeah, I was the only one that brought one because I was like,
Yeah.
I live right around the corner from 19th Hole.
Okay, do you?
So I was like, man, let me just go ahead and bring it. And because we weren't planning on it. And
And-
then,
But then I
He
saw that
just
he
got
brought
up.
it. I saw that he brought his bass. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna sign him up, and I signed us up.
He just signed us up. All of a sudden, I see him like signing us up, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
And then he comes back. Little do we know, yeah, we played
We're
that
on next,
night,
and like 2 bands ahead of us.
they liked it, and then we went back again, and then they even allowed us to play like an extra song, and that is what really started this momentum. And now we're glad to now play Scout Bar this Thursday night.
It's a good lineup. I'm excited. I'm excited about this lineup.
Time playing there.
yeah, we played the benefit for snacks.
Can we actually, hey, will you pause everything, Daniel? Okay. So, you played at the benefit for snacks. I am not going to cry or tear up at all while we're talking about this. So, I asked this question earlier because I actually got a shirt, right? One of the shirts. Literally just this week. I'm like running to HEB, right? And it was like one of the cold days. So I was like, and I was like, oh, I came across it again. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, do you wear stuff like that? Right? Okay, I live in Houston and I was just going to HEB and I was gonna have a hoodie on, but like I literally had this whole is it? Do I not? I obviously did, had a hoodie on, but I felt weird. Okay, when you go to those things and like we buy like do we wear them? Do we
No, I
not
think
wear
you do
them?
because it
Is
helps with the
okay?
memory.
Okay.
But
Because I was like, well, I'm not at a show,
for-
so I guess
for
I'm just
me-
running to HEB, so I
uh,
guess it's okay.
for me though, I got a
It's hard
shirt
to
and I
do.
do feel weird wearing it, but it's because I never met Snacks.
Oh, see, I did.
And
I did a
JC
couple
did.
times.
But
I did a couple
I
times.
mean,
I actually,
everything, everything you hear about the guys, of course,
Yeah.
I did a
we
couple
were
times,
honored.
but he probably would
we
like
were
not
honored to play
remember
the
me type.
benefit
You know what I
for him.
mean? Like I was not
Yeah.
anything important
But-
in his world at all, probably.
But I still wear it anyway
Okay.
because, he was a good guy. And
So we'll lead into these tough questions real quick. 'Cause I actually haven't asked some of these lately. I think you played at that benefit, right? Right?
yes,
Didn't y'all play?
yes, I did have that was actually strange, sad, and how it happened that we got the show, because it actually goes back to this karaoke's Bones. That's where it all started, and Chris and all of them, they hang out up there, and that's where I started singing, and then one thing led to another, and we started organizing ourselves, and then actually like a month before the unfortunate thing took place, I had requested to follow him. And I was looking forward to meet him, because he was suggested to me as part of like really important
scene,
players
so,
in
yeah,
the
like the
scene
scene.
and with the music and all. And so that was, a sour situation, because I added him, and I was eventually looking forward to meet him, and one thing led to another. And as I mentioned, our band reorganized, and that happened. And then they made that show, which became our first show.
Let's go. Yeah.
And it was because I was looking forward to meet him, and here I am. It was a dilemma that I went through that day, because I was like, here I am, for this situation.
Right? Right? And like, we've had so this is my question. I think we can unanimously say that music is healing. I think individually we probably can relate to that, even if you're not in a band. You have certain like breakup songs, makeup
if you don't
songs.
play an
Like
instrument.
Yeah, me, I do not play an instrument.
Because it's healing to
Music
listen to it, to
is-
write it, the whole thing.
Is healing.
I think music is the closest thing we have to a time machine.
Yeah.
Because
Dusty Hayes says that's PTSD, by the way.
because
I was
if
like,
you
no, I have this song and I can remember exactly what I'm doing. Like
when I was
where I
when
was sitting,
at, yeah.
and he's like, "Bitch, that's PTSD." And I was like, "No, like it's not."
but
you
it'll
know
take
what I
you
mean?
there. It'll
Yeah,
take you
there
there.
are those songs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, as musicians and people with social media platforms, are we maybe not talking about how music can heal and like what that could, you know what I mean? Like, could we maybe be talking about things to maybe help prevent us meeting it benefits from happening, right? But people don't, like, we can all agree that it's music is powerful and it's healing and it's deep and it touches you. But when it comes to talking about our feelings and us hugging each other, nobody actually wants to talk about that.
Yeah,
Nobody
man.
wants to hear
I mean,
about that.
Right?
Yeah.
God.
But through music, I mean, yeah, you can.
And that's the thing, dude. If you're feeling some kind of way, man, reach
Please
out.
pick up a phone, please.
Yeah.
Definitely therapy
Please.
for
But,
sure.
but
Reach out.
sometimes, music, with music, I'm not a songwriter, but I know, like, when you play an instrument and you're playing a song, you have that emotion, that feeling, and you just expel whatever it's inside of you, and you want to fucking just, it's like, it just comes out of you playing. When we were doing Pieces of Hate this weekend, we were playing on it, and I was like, dude, it's an old song. We're going to introduce it as a new song. We're kind of working backwards with it. But that song has so much, like, colors in it,
Yeah.
music wise.
It's
And
party.
it's powerful, It's a ballad, so watch out, because it's a
Yeah.
ballad, but with a twist.
Yeah.
And
That goes haywire.
I love it. I cannot wait till
but you're gonna, and that's the power of music, even if it's not a lyric or something, but but if you play it with your soul, that will transmit to the audience, and vice versa, because if the people are vibing with your music, then us playing here on stage, we vibe off of the people, because we don't play many large crowds, but the crowds that we've played, like, we get the good response, and that just motivates us, and in a way that's healing for us, because, like, hey, we're going through all these troubles or whatever, but hey, we're just playing music, and
No, yeah.
and hopefully it works for people too, like, hopefully they enjoy themselves like we do.
Yeah,
know?
there's nothing better than being on stage.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
Definitely
Do you guys
personally.
get nervous
yeah.
or anything anymore?
I get nervous. I'm nervous right up until I step foot on stage, and then it kind of just all goes away. It's like, all right, we're in the middle of it. We're
I'm
doing
just
it.
nervous, like, I'm not tripping, like, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure I don't trip on
it's
stage.
like once you're in the middle of it, it's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. Wait, you can accept phone calls on this podcast. It's fun. Some people do. He's like, no.
Nah.
We're gonna cure to call about like your extended warranty.
That was my mom, but I'm gonna
I was
text her.
like, my flex got flooded during barrel. There is no extended warranty. Like, stop calling. Oh my gosh. Oh, Thursday is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like therapy being on stage for me. At least for me. I don't know for the rest of the guys, but
Me has been definitely an outlet, So if I found some sort of peace with it, I can definitely understand other people relating to a lot of the music and in general. It's a culture, it's a way of being. It's very important.
It's really the only place where you can put it all out there. and just 100% genuine.
It's like a universal language.
Yeah.
Music,
It is.
music, it really is. Okay,
It
so
sure is.
I cannot speak any Spanish except what I have learned from Narcos. So obviously, I can't say those things in public. But I
Gotcha.
hear, Hispanic music, Mexican music. I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds gorgeous as shit. They could be like, I hate America. I don't even know. It sounds sexy as fuck. It sounds sexy as fuck. But do you know what I mean? Like,
Soul. It has soul. It's a music that has soul
it does.
behind it. Yeah.
Before I forget, I want to give we have stickers and wristbands.
Stop. I love getting stuff. Stop. I have a whole.
And it's got all our contact stuff on the back is our Reverb Nation, and we've got some songs on there.
I'm so excited. Oh, y'all are gonna make me cry again. Like I love getting like when like bands come on here and then they give me stuff. I'm like, stop! I'm gonna cry. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Cannot wait to hang out with you guys again on Thursday. So what else are we gonna talk about? Any other shows besides the Thursday show? Do we have any other shows coming up?
Let me see.
Yeah, we do have a few.
Mr. Booker over there.
Yeah, he posted it earlier.
Yeah.
We got like 3 more dates, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
You
Um,
guys are about to
19th hole.
blow up so hard.
well, we're playing at 19th hole like
Um,
several times.
I think
April-
I'm gonna have to start going up to
Hold on.
19.
We got February the
I actually did
27th
have a lot of fun there last
at
night.
Scout Bar, March 14th on a Friday at 19 Hole, and then April the 19th on a Saturday as well at the 19 Hole. And then we got June 28th
Yeah, we're
at
looking.
the 19 Hole. So we got most of the shows there coming up.
Yeah, we're
19
looking
Hole.
for a show in May right now. So
working things out.
we need to book something then. Hopefully, if
So-
you're listening, if we can
Yeah,
get in at
seriously,
Black
okay.
Magic.
You, need,
Come,
you know what?
come
I
support,
mean,
man.
Joseph was here. It's all about networking, right? Joseph was here earlier. They do a bunch of stuff at Black Magic, so that'd be a cool. Where else would you guys like to play? White Oak, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's
Obviously,
like,
Why not?
Warehouse Live.
Warehouse Live.
Why not, man?
And I know at
Whatever we can get our,
I know at some
music-
point we're
oh,
probably
man.
gonna play at Wildcatters Saloon. We're gonna try anyway.
Dude, that's
I
actually
haven't-
like shout out to Wildcatter. That's cool. Like I actually was just talking to somebody about them. So like I remember 3 years ago it seemed like they were doing a bunch more shows than they have been.
yeah.
Do not cancel me, Wild, please. Or get in my DMs. Are they doing a bunch of stuff out there anymore?
I'm not really sure, but
There's like so many local bands I know would make the drive to Katy too.
I've seen them doing
Play on the
stuff.
stage.
I've seen
there.
them doing stuff, but I haven't actually gotten in contact with them to see if we can get a show there yet. But yeah, we're looking at that, and we want to play Black Magic Social Club, and
Venues are closing. Let's talk about that for a second, right? Acadia doesn't exist anymore.
oh no,
Concert Pub closed.
Yeah.
Right?
Which one?
It was North, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
it
Concert Pub North.
They closed.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think they closed before Acadia closed, or
yeah, I think they did.
like right before. It was like 2 whammies back to back
Yeah,
that
It really-
happened.
yeah, it really broke my heart when I heard Acadia closed.
Yeah.
So where can you guys play at? Do you know what I mean? Because you guys technically got started in an open mic night, right?
Yeah,
So other than 19th Hole,
I mean,
are there other places
it's-
that are doing?
I know there's-
those kinds of open mic night situations
I don't.
in Houston,
I mean, really, right
like
now,
with the 4th largest city in like
yeah,
I think
it's-
I've heard of
US,
a
and
place
we have like 4
I've heard of a
venues.
place or
like
two
what's happening right now.
out in like Willis and Conroe. But,
well, there's
but I'm
you know,
not
you
sure.
got 12th Street
in
bar in Huntsville.
Huntsville.
You've got the 101 in Bryan.
Okay, so
And-
that's my next question.
And
Do you think that's why a lot of people aren't at shows because they're so far in the distance between, like, okay, so Austin has 6th Street, right? San Antonio has like
Right.
the Riverwalk. There's like places in Dallas,
Well-
right, where things are kind of.
that's what I've always said.
Is it because everything's so, Scout
Well,
Bar is
scattered,
45
right?
minutes, BFE,
that's what I've always,
Huntsville. Is it because
I've always said
it's so
said in Houston, the scene is different because it's so spread out. We don't have a strip.
We don't have a strip.
We don't have a strip where, you can play in a different bar every night of the week. Everything is
It's so far.
sprawled out. I mean, you got one bar like
I
on
don't
each
even like
corner of town to play in.
Traffic times. Like, are you kidding me? Like going to 7-Eleven is like 30 minutes.
I like to play at the
Like during traffic.
those festivals that have the Kima Broadwalk. They have
On the boardwalk.
Yeah.
they have shows there and then also at Traders Village. I know they have bands play there. I like to get a spot there someday.
Yeah. I mean, we're open.
And now that you say that, Kima does have so me and Sabrina, we did the whole Kip Rose thing, and there
Mhm.
are a lot. It's
Yeah, I was gonna
bars
go to that,
touch
but I had
each
my kid that
other,
weekend.
So
Yeah.
I could see where that would be maybe
Doable.
doable. I don't know what. Do they do music? See, now I'm gonna have to be like
I mean, I know they do play
spending
live
time in
music
like harassing bar owners.
I know like
What are we
during like
doing?
summertime
what are we
they have
doing?
like every Thursday night they do rock and they
Yeah.
switch it up. Like and I know they have music like every day or something like that, and it's just like a different genre each night. It's just a way to find
I
out.
have a driver to go to
Yeah.
everything. Like seriously.
When you start and you play the different shows at different venues,
Different venues, yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, where are you from?
And
amongst
same
the
thing.
bands?
Same thing
It's
in
like-
the in Traders Village, I think.
But they're all from Houston. Houston,
But
there.
it's different.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
It's so crazy. Maybe that's why our music scene, because I always ask this question, like, I've
Very
seen
scattered.
the decline and like, okay, we were blaming it on COVID for a little while. I don't know if we can blame it on that anymore, but venues are closing.
We had Cardi's before. Cardi's was a good venue. Fat Cats,
A
remember?
lot of places, Fitzgerald's.
Fitzgerald's, yeah.
closed.
Fat Cats.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Come on, Houston. Dang, what are we
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
do?
We need more.
We need a strip. Shoot, what are we gonna do?
We need more people with money to open up clubs. That's what we need.
Seriously.
Like,
All
y'all
you
come in
people,
best.
all you oil people, I promise.
I know. Y'all got more.
Like, this
y'all got
would
all the money
be-
in the world. Gonna waste it
go
someplace else.
invest some money, man, in a strip and play some music, man, for the folks.
What did they even make? Okay, here's the other issue though: parking here in Houston, right? Because if you have a venues, especially in Houston proper, that's what I like to call it, right? So, the OG Warehouse Live, that's now Rise Warehouse Live, whatever that name change, I will never. That's always going to be Rise to me. I'm sorry, not Warehouse Live. That shit can. It's weird.
I hear you.
But like the OG Warehouse Live, it's like right there near yes. So across from all of that, there's no parking and all of that down there.
You
Like
got the
right
George
because
R.
there's like
Brown.
the truck yard is down
Yeah, the
there.
George R. Brown and all that. Yeah.
There's so much stuff down there, but then parking is a problem. So maybe do people not go out because of parking?
Maybe.
I think that's
Man, I think they just need to open up a bunch of metal bars on Jones right
See?
there. Just make that the
Mhm.
strip.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. It like I'm not from Houston. I asked y'all that earlier. I'm not from Houston either.
Where are you from?
Austin. Basically, I
Austin?
grew up. I have a family. My stepdad has family here in Houston, but I grew up in Austin. My biological dad actually is an Army brat that lives in the Killeen Fort Hood area. Shout out to like No Tin Gods, bless their heart, because all of them are based there and always come down here for shows. They get the award for driving the furthest. And he was a DJ for like 30 years. Right? So I cannot play an instrument, but like I remember when like going to the club, like vinyl records was a thing. Okay, I just aged myself so hard. I remember that was a thing. And then like CDs and then computers, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so I've seen and that was before social media, right? Like technology, I've literally got to see the evolution of music through
I think
the ages.
I think
and now
social
I'm just
media
like,
in a way also
how
has
do you guys make money though, right? If you're not selling merch, I'm assuming, let's do some shout outs now. We're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
No,
are we
we're
on
not-
those
we're not
things
on there
yet? Or are we
yet.
just on YouTube?
We're
on YouTube?
just on YouTube. We're
Okay.
on Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation, yeah.
Yeah, we're not on Spotify. Or
Not yet. Not yet.
We need
get there.
to get some good solid recordings down.
Okay.
We're just following this momentum, really. That
What does that look like? Like, are there places that you actually can go and record? Like, albums at? Is that a whole thing?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
know.
it like very
there's- I know-
DIY now? Like,
Well, yeah, but I know like
Can you
you,
guys
you
do
can
it
go to like Magic
yourself?
Studios.
okay.
Magic Studios over there by Guitar Center. I think Chubbs and I guess.
Yeah,
can't
no,
remember
I
his
have.
name.
I mean,
Yo,
But they.
I did not know that promoters was a real job until I
Yeah.
interviewed Apex Fallen.
oh
And
really?
they
Oh,
were
yeah.
like, we can't even get booked sometimes unless we go through a promoter. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
what? That's a thing? That's a thing?
I'm
Like,
just
who
learning
the
a
fuck
lot
is
of these
gate? Like,
things
what
that
the
are-
like in the
Yeah.
world of like social media and
Yeah.
networking, there's actually people that are gatekeeping.
Yeah, but the
No
promoters-
offense if that's like your whole job and that's the thing that you
Yeah,
do.
yeah, but they-
I'm not like, I did not know that that's a real thing.
If you land with the right promoter, you get better
And the
gigs,
bands can't
and
get
and
into
get paid,
venues unless
and
you
get
have to
paid.
go through them.
Through them.
Like
Mhm.
that seems
a lot of times-
crazy
Well,
to me.
a lot of times
It
what
works
they'll
like
do
that,
is
though.
they'll have they'll just have one promoter that takes care of all the booking for that bar, and it's just I guess it's easier for them on their side. They only got to worry about one person, and we only had to go to
I
one
didn't-
person.
Yo,
So
I
instead of having
literally
like
did
an
not know that
in-house
was
booking agent, they have
a real job.
Yeah.
That-
so. But yeah, I mean,
That's crazy. So that's why I asked that. Like, where would you like to play? Because goddamn it, get in my DMs. Like, no offense to promoters and shit, but like seriously,
I mean it's
how do you guys like
definitely
make if you're not selling merch?
and like I said, we're
I'm
trying
pretty
to.
sure you guys are not like making $1 million off of ticket sales.
No,
So
we're
like,
trying-
That's
we're-
my
we're-
question. I'm
we're-
like, wait, how are you guys making money? Because all of us have jobs.
Well, we're not right now.
All of us
so,
have jobs. So.
but
We're actually spending money to go
See,
play.
okay, high five.
Well, well, and what we're trying to do is we're
if you'd
we're-
like to sponsor this
we're trying to-
podcast, like,
This is the real deal right here, man.
Sponsor this podcast.
You're the real deal over here.
Jesus
we're gonna be putting together money as we go along to get more and more merch. Right now, we just got wristbands and stickers.
Which is cool though.
And-
It's baby steps, right?
And like I said, we're gonna build off of that, and then eventually we'll have t-shirts, caps, all
Dude, look,
all
I'm
that.
gonna buy a Cricut machine.
So that's the-
and my sound man. We're just talking. I'm like, I'm gonna buy a Cricut and a press, and like,
Yeah.
dude, we're gonna be like DIYing the fuck out of some
Yeah.
band shit, just so like they have merch. Seriously.
Oh man, if I had room, if I lived in a house instead of an apartment, yeah, I'd have already bought all that stuff.
Dude, it's crazy.
But yeah, that's kind of the plan as of right now.
I'm so excited. I am so excited,
it's
and
gonna
I'm going to. And I actually don't think I've ever said this before. I definitely want to redo this again. I'm gonna say at the end of summer.
We
I
can
think
get
you
something
guys
together
are
so we can
actually
play a
gonna
song.
maybe
when you're-
probably like
We'll play
blow up and do some
acoustic.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Play an acoustic or
I
two.
totally want all members involved, and we will work around
Yes, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
his schedule. Sorry, that was my bad.
No, we're good.
Actually,
what
that
it
was Joseph's bad. For changing the schedule, he's gonna get so mad at me.
No, but we're
No,
definitely.
because I want like the scheduling changed here, where Lucid Scream Studios, where I record at, and I'm like, no, they're coming on Monday. No, so happy that we could. We're just gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we're excited, man. Hopefully, if anybody's watching, man, out there, come check us out Thursday night, Scout Bar, man.
Yep.
We're
And I'm
be playing
gonna
there.
actually do some little promos for you guys.
Excellent.
leading
Thank you.
up to it this
Fantastic. We
week, and
appreciate
I'm
it.
So excited.
Yes, yes. I mean,
We got new music coming out too, so.
Oh yeah, there'll be a new one on there'll be a new one on Thursday, and then
And
we
we
got,
got two more.
another one coming right behind that one on the next show.
Yeah, we got
And,
two songs ready.
So and the one for the next show, that is a brand new song.
Yeah.
That's
Like new.
new.
Yeah, like new.
Yeah, like it's like we just started
It's like
writing
y'all's
it.
revival tour or something.
Yeah.
Like,
The second coming.
Yeah.
yes, dude, we're
Like
like
our
our
second
whole fun
coming.
play on words with this.
It's
Do we want to
definitely-
do shout outs to anybody? Since I think everyone's in relationship and to have children. Y'all have little kids. Like you snitched them
Yes,
out. Who has raise your hand if you have children under the age of 5. Yeah, I think
right
everyone-
at 5.
Oh,
One of them
really?
is right
I
at
have a
5.
4 and a 2.
Yeah, I got one that's 14.
About a
and
5
he's-
and a
Now my kids are
9.
grown. I got a 25-year-old and a 22-year-old.
Oh no, look at me. I was dumb because I have a 21-year-old that lives in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and a 15-year-old.
Yeah. So
Love my Gavin.
love my kids, man. Destiny,
love my Gavin children.
Destiny and Romeo, love you guys. And shout out to
Are they into music?
Gigi.
Romeo. He's into photography. My son, my
So
daughter.
they're artsy. Are they artsy?
Mostly my son is. My daughter, she played guitar for a little bit, but then she I gave it up, But I know if she wanted to, she
Watch
can come
him be
back
like a
and pick
lawyer
it
and stuff.
up. Yeah.
He's like, yep.
Well, actually, she's gonna be in the medical field, So yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
with that got going on.
Artsy kids? Well, yours are still young. Y'all are still young.
Yeah, mine's 14, and he's in band. He don't want to learn how to play guitar or nothing, but he's loving. He plays the trombone, and he's loving it, and I'm proud of him. He's doing well.
Love it. And yours is too young to be playing instruments.
You
Yeah.
know what? The Gigi, she's 5, but she
She's got the
actually
fire,
went.
bro.
She went to one of our practices and
And she was like holding
Yeah,
the mic, and she was
holding
like
the
doing
mic.
stands and everything.
See?
Yeah,
I'm very
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah, she was doing. I told him about that, bro. She's the one.
No,
He's
no,
like-
yes,
She's the one.
gonna definitely represent.
Definitely, yeah.
On my way back to the house after practice, she kept replaying this like black metal song, like black metal. Like I was like, I didn't even listen to that at that age.
Like, real talk, I can't actually wait till some of the people in our scene, because there's a bunch of us that have younger-ish kids. Bro, I cannot wait for like the next 10, 20 years, because
Oh yeah.
there are some of us that are seriously
I was
breeding
so
some
moved
cool,
that-
like some
Yeah.
cool ass kids.
I was
Yeah.
so proud of her when
It's
gonna
she
be a
kept
cool little legacy.
replaying this song. I'm like, wow, okay,
They're gonna continue with that torch, man,
yes.
to the next
Yes.
generation of
That's what you have to do, right? I
heavy
guess.
music. Yeah,
Got to keep metal alive, man.
definitely.
Okay, and let's talk about that real quick, because I can actually read y'all's logo. Okay, can we talk about the logos that I can't read, like band names that you cannot read? And don't act like you guys do not know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, is that a thing? Like, I can't promote you if I can't read it.
Well, that was kind of always my deal. Was like, I want it to be clear on who we are and whatnot. And
But
you know,
apparently, like, that's a thing. That whole
yeah.
string cheese thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what Daniel. Apparently,
The-
people do it on purpose.
I mean, I don't really know.
it's like a death metal
Yeah.
situation, black metalish thing, and
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
but yes, I've always sort of like
Dude, I feel so dumb when I'm like looking at a flyer and I'm like,
be
okay, I
staring
can
at
read
it.
that one.
exactly. It does
Yeah, like
become like a
staring at it,
game,
like,
like a
Like,
game
photo
of
dump, please tag yourself because
Oh, I've just flat out asked
Your
before, like,
demo
hey,
Trying to
dude,
figure
like,
out
what
what
is
it
the- I
says.
can't read that.
okay,
Yes,
so
yes,
it's not
yes.
just me. Okay, thank you.
no, it's not just you, but my respects, there's that scene here too.
No, and that's a whole thing.
And it's
there's
beautiful.
I've had
you know,
some
I
of them
mean,
on
yes,
this podcast, and they
yes,
do it
yeah.
on purpose. They're like, that's a whole thing.
Yes, it's amazing. It's
And
yes.
I'm like, wait, help a white girl out. Like, help me out, please. 'cause-
yes.
No, love that. Love y'all, seriously. And I actually love what y'all's name actually means now that I know it.
Dientes de fuego. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yay. Y'all, did you have fun? Did you have fun?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
A little
Thank
bit
you.
nervous, but yeah.
Why? Don't be nervous.
I never
And we
done
can
this
edit
before.
all of this fun stuff out. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Like, did you
nah,
guys have fun?
Nah, because I've never done this before, but it's
Yeah, I've
pretty,
never been on a podcast either.
but it's pretty chill and relaxed. So that's kind of
Like it.
that kind of helps it. The vibe. That's
I was super
pretty
chill when
cool.
people ask. I'm like, I'm gonna age myself. Like VH1 behind the music
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
mixed with like Howard Stern.
Yeah.
When I ask like, are we single or taken? Like,
Depends who's asking.
sons of honey. They're like, some of them were single, and I'm like, get in my DMs, ladies. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna get date a rock star, or we're gonna make some really good breakup music.
There you go.
It's a win-win, I think, for everybody.
Yeah.
So
I'm
this
not
was-
single though, so sorry.
Well, but thank you for having us here, dear.
JC is
Stop.
Really.
I cannot, and we talked about this.
Yes. You are
Before I was
Yes, thank you.
panicking when I had to reschedule you
for
guys.
what you do.
You
And he
know,
was like, no, like,
life
I
happens.
love the fact that people want to come on this podcast and talk to me. Like, literally, I like nerd out so hard.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's important. I
Thank you
mean,
for having us.
anything that gets, that gets the word out. Like I said, another problem that, in Houston with the scene being so spread out is you lose that word of mouth, that would usually happen if everybody's going to the same clubs all the time. So you don't really have that. So you kind of have to rely on social media or, podcasts, stuff like this.
I was
To
a
get the
guest
word
on
out
another
for us.
podcast for my candles. This is before I started this podcast. Shout out to Malcolm with Real Talk 100 Radio and Jay Reckless, and I was vending with them, and it's a bunch of rappers, and I went and was a guest on this podcast, and at the end of the podcast, I was like, "Wait, where do you guys play music at?" Right, like where are rappers rapping at, right? Like,
Yeah.
where is that a thing, right? Because I thought I was like super plugged into the music scene, and then I was like, wait, where the fuck are you guys doing shit? And I'm like calling KO Carter, shout out to him, being like, wait, are like rap battles happening in Houston? Like, I would love to see. Okay, I realized how dumb I was to like the music scene. And these guys were all so good. Like, they were so good. Like, they are really good rappers. Everyone that was on that podcast.
I don't know anything about that end of the music scene,
And I was like,
but I hate
It
that's
exists.
yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like,
I'm sure there's
what
plenty.
the
I'm
fuck,
sure
Malcolm?
there's
And I'm
plenty of
talking to Malcolm, and he's
plenty
like,
of talent over there
he
too.
was like, no, he's like, Ashley, he's like, there's these people. This is what he said to me. He's like, there's these people in the sky that pay attention to social media accounts for bands, musicians, artists. And he's like, once they, reach a certain traction or viralness, right? He was like, they'll send someone to shows to see if it's real. And he was like, then they'll reach out to them for. And I was like, so we just need to give artists more platforms? Like, literally, that's what I said to him. I was like, we just got to give people a platform to talk about themselves.
Right.
So these, I guess, the sky will start paying attention. Literally, that's how the podcast. I had no desire to. If you would ask me, it's New Year's Eve 2024, if I was going to have a podcast, I would have been like, you're smoking crack. New Year's Eve I'm signing a contract with the Houston Collective in 90.1
Nice,
to partner with them. You know what I mean? Like,
Cool.
awesome.
so let's get you guys out of here. Like, what are we doing? Getting all subscribe, like,
Yeah,
right?
Follow.
check us out.
Yes,
Follow.
sir. Check us out, man.
check us out. We're
Make
we're
the
on
people in the sky
Instagram,
pay
Facebook.
attention. Shit.
We're just four regular dudes playing, some good old heavy metal music, and
Just trying to stay in key and stay in beat.
I love it.
And
And
hope-
and just trying to continue the
you
the
know.
local music alive. Yeah,
Support your
Yeah.
local music.
seriously,
Local
support
bands.
local. Go to a show, even if it's far, because
yeah.
everything's
And,
far.
hey, hopefully one of our songs will help somebody get through something.
And
That's-
stay for a
exactly.
show.
You know.